Hi friends, MD Vegan. This is my gentle juice fasting day. I have that once a week, and usually I drink a lot of water, teas, also coffee, whatever. And of course the main part is juices. Yeah? Colorful, delicious juices with fresh fruit and vegetable, nuts and seeds, spices, everything. But you always take the fiber away. The fiber is what we cannot digest from our food. But funny, we can't digest it, but it is one of the healthiest parts of our food. If you take away the fiber, the food is no longer healthy. Whatever you eat, without fiber, it turns into not so healthy. Juices are an exception on a fasting day. If you have juice on a regular day, everyday juices, then you get a boost of energy, but the sugar goes into the bloodstream very fast. And you have blood sugar spikes, and that can cause problems. So I wouldn't recommend a juice for a regular meal. A regular meal should whole food and plant-based. That's what medical science says. Fasting, to me, with juices is an exception. It turns it around. When the body fasts, that means it gets less calories. Basically, the definition of fasting is reducing the daily calorie intake over at least 24 hours. That's the official definition. You look up the magazines and so. The official medical study you find that definition. And then the body begins to digest its own substance. It needs the energy anyway, and then it has a different way of producing energy. It does not come anymore from the food you take in. It comes from the energy you have inside, and it calls ketosis. It's called ketones are produced, and the ketones then are burned into energy, and that is a very good process because it also cleanses the body. But if you do it for a longer time, it can be complicated. You have to see a doctor or a medical advisor to do that. Yeah. So fasting has been part of almost all cultures. It's also combined with spirituality. It's used to cleansing, to go inside, to abstain from daily routines. We know that. Fasting is in all cultures. Medical science has come up with more and more research, and we see it has good effects. But also there are some issues with fasting as you overdo it. If you do too much, because this self-consumption of the body that can be healing on the one side can also go too far and make you sick or feel bad. And that's what we don't want to, of course. That's why I keep it easy. I do a day of gentle juice fasting every week. I have plenty of calories with my juices, nutrients. And on that day, I just turn the system around and I cleanse myself. I go inside, I meditate, I be creative, I feel free. Yeah. And then next day I have to eat again. Maybe you can do that on 2 or 3 days if you are really experienced and super healthy and strong. If you have control of yourself, you practice yoga, for example, you know who you are and how you healthy your body, and so you have good control, then maybe you can do a little bit more, but I don't recommend that. On my fasting videos, my juice videos, I only explain about 1 day a week, and that goes forever. And I tell you, I've been doing fasting methods for decades, literally, that were very much more extreme than this. And it is okay. I could do that because I felt good about it. But I also came to a point where I said, isn't that a little bit too extreme? That is not so good. And I got even problems with health issues with that. So it is always a little bit a risk in there, if you do it more extreme. And I skipped it all the time, all of it. I just do now for 7 or 8 years now, once a week, my fasting day, and that's the best I ever had. It's so effective, and there's no falling back. There are some challenges all the time, because the biggest challenge is when I come back from the fasting, or the next day, tomorrow, I will eat again. And there's always this challenge. After all the decades of fasting experience here, I always want to eat more than I should. Automatically. So that's maybe the biggest challenge after fasting. Even for 1 day, to restart eating, to break the fast. That's an official term, that is breaking the fast, that's called. And but with one day only, you just need a little bit of awareness. It's not rocket science. You just need to be a little bit, I want to eat, and I say, wait a minute, I just had one apple, then I have a pause. No eating. Of course, I want to have a second apple. I say, no second apple, just one apple, iron rule. And then a little bit later, an hour or two later, I have a little salad or so, small salad. Yeah, and then later I have a real big meal or so, a bigger meal, not large, not too big, of course, because I always want to eat more. But a little bit observance, of restraint after the fasting day, and maybe even the second day after fasting can also be still a little bit challenging, because the body is very, very strong based on its routines. The daily routines of the body, also these rhythms you are in, all these systems, they work, they are the foundation of our health. Yeah? What we do routinely every day, every week, every month, every year. These routines are really the base of our health, of our well-being. So that these things are very strong foundation. You see that also reflect in daily life. If people want to change their lives, of course, the most important thing we all know is changing the diet to be vegan. Yeah, and what the challenge that is for many people. Yeah, their whole traditions are based on the kinds of foods they serve. It's the place where people come together. It's that what keeps society together. It's maybe our strongest social foundation we have. What we do together with our friends and families and others, we share traditions. So it's very strong, inside and outside, both. And so this reflects in this challenge to breaking the fast very much so. Can be taken 1 or 2 days in my case, that's forever. It's very strong. My body wants to do what he does always. He knows that's what I need to do no matter what. So I have to be a little bit cautious, change only a little bit. That's my secret. So my rule of thumb. I change every day a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, to get better. Yeah, I have to improve all the time. Yeah, my age also does something, so I have to turn my age back a little bit. I have to make improvement on my mind. I have to solve little problems every day, to do something a little different, but only a little bit every day. That is the secret of success to me. Yeah, and it's very good, very easy. I keep it easy. I do one little thing at a time. And that's a big success. I expanded on the food, the recipes. Now I make a new recipe every day. Yeah, I do 1 day fasting only a week, and I have so many other things I do every day. A little bit different. Can be everything, and that's so much fun. Yeah, and it's always a pleasure. A little success, a little victory here, but no big fights anymore. Yeah, big fights I try to avoid. Sometimes you can avoid it, of course. There comes the moment where you have to do a big fight. Really, then okay, you get over that when you're well prepared. That's You know what I mean, of course. But let's try to keep it simple every day and to be in the flow, to live in the flow. Gentle juice fasting is the thing I want to show you, and that's what I do once a week. I publish my videos to that. And today I have a special thing, also a little bit different. I make a cacao, a plant milk, and a new flavor. In my recipes, I do that. I've been doing the last weeks some kinds of recipes with cacao or with hemp seeds and with hazelnuts. Yeah, and that was something for dressings, for smoothies, also for cakes I did already. And it's a very special flavor: hemp seeds and hazelnuts. And as I was doing not juices and cacao drinks, not only smoothies, I usually use hulled hemp. But this time I make a juice, a milk, a plant milk, and I use the whole hemp. Yeah. These are very, very firm seeds, very hard seeds, hard shells. But the flavor is amazing, and they have huge health benefits. Hemp is one of the best seeds we have. It's super healthy, it has super healthy fats, super healthy proteins. It's very powerful. But these whole hemp seeds, they are so hard. When you blend them together, with the smoothie, it always almost scratches in the throat because you can't get them so small. I found a way to do it with bananas. That works. If on a small amount of hemp seed, then you can have a nice hemp smoothie with whole hemp. You can look it up on my channel, MB Vegan on YouTube. You can find hemp smoothie or something, whole hemp banana smoothie, I guess. Then you find a way how to use the whole hemp even in a smoothie. But usually I use hulled hemp, the one that is shelled, also called hemp hearts. They have a little bit of different flavor, but also super healthy. But here now, with the chocolate juice, or with the chocolate drink, cacao, I thought I might try these whole hemp seeds to make a chocolate drink. I have to filter it, of course. After making it in a smoothie and blending it, I will filter it in nutmilk, I'll show you in a moment. And then the shells, the hard parts, get out, and you have only the delicious without fiber, the juice without fiber. That what remains. That way the energy comes directly into the system. You don't have to digest. And the fasting day is so efficient because you don't need to digest. Digestion rests, the body rests, and the energy goes directly in, and you can cleanse, use all the energy for yourself, not for digestion. Digestion is also part of the self, of the body self, okay? I'm talking now in a figurative way, a little bit. You don't need to, you make the body a little bit less important on a fasting day, and then how the senses, the more subtle parts of the body, they are encouraged, they are high scored. So the thing is here today is the combination of hazelnuts and hemp. This is the thing I was so fascinated. Hazelnuts are one of my favorite nuts. My personal reasons. I come from a grandma where the garden has hazelnut trees, and I enjoyed hazelnuts from the tree, very fresh, with wonderful flavor. And when you combine it with these here, these are not fresh anymore. They have dry from the store bought. But when you combine them with the hemp seeds, they begin to taste again like fresh from the tree. And that was the thing I was so amazed about. I talked about it in other videos. I have 1.5 cups of hazelnuts and 1 1/2 cup, so 1.5 cup of hazelnuts and 1/2 cup of whole hemp. Most of the flavors should come from the hazelnuts, so 3 times, and 1 part only hemp. So I don't really know if it had the same effect with the whole hemp. I know the effect from the hulled hemp, from the hemp hearts. That has this wonderful fresh effect. So let's try what happens when I blend it with the whole hemp. Because I know, basically, if you eat the whole hemp seeds like that, you will find an even more amazing flavor of hemp than you have with hulled hemp. The hulled hemp is a little bit bitter. The whole hemp tastes more nutty. It's a wonderful flavor. It's a pity you can't use it so easily in smoothies because the flavor is so amazing, exciting, really nice. But you have to always be practical, of course. So now I tried what happens with the whole hemp and the hazelnuts. Is there this similar effect, recreating the fresh flavor of the hazelnuts as if from the tree directly? So let's see. I'm very excited about this. I never did it before. And I have here a dozen of small dates. They're pitted. Chocolate cacao is bitter, so I sweeten a little bit to balance it. You can take more or less of the dates, or whatever sweetener you like. I take dates, my best sweetener. Wonderful flavor. And here's my chocolate powder at 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons cacao powder. Oops, it picks a little bit. I don't want to waste precious cacao powder. And I will add, and I'm fasting. I smell better than before. My smell is better. And here is a cinnamon, also a tablespoon. Cinnamon is a flavor that goes very nice with chocolate. That is very nice for a cacao smoothie or cacao juice. Cinnamon is a nice addition. It's perfect, has a little bit of earth flavor, and it is super healthy. It is very high in antioxidants. And really, we should eat spices every day. Spices are the second healthiest food we have. Greens, spices and herbs, and then fruit. So yeah, try to use always a little bit spicy. Spicing up the life is a little bit, right, makes it a little bit nicer. And also healthy. I had no idea before. Science tells us a lot of things. Yeah. So I have a liter of water here, this amount, to make a nice and creamy cacao. 1 liter. 2 cups of nuts and 1 liter water or seeds. That's the ratio that is recommended to make a thick and creamy cacao. You can take more water or less nuts and seeds. That's up to you. That's not a measurement that is really fixed. Yeah? It's just to make it a creamy and rich cacao drink. You can also make it with very different measurements. It's really up to you what you like. Nothing better or worse. Take more or less water. Totally up to you, honestly. I just do it just as a standard, you know. Sometimes I take myself also more or less. It really doesn't matter. What you like, it just doesn't matter. Blender dance. I blended a little bit longer because the hemp seeds, they are pretty firm, as I said, and I think they should be done now. I will now put it through this nutmilk bag. It's a small one, yeah, but it's very versatile. I had other nutmilk bags, more inexpensive ones, but the quality is pretty better, much better here with these. It cost $10 or so. I come back to these ones honestly because the others have a little bit of a touch of plastic flavor. This one is really nice, neutral, and it keeps for long. So I come back to recommend using regular nutmilk bags. I don't know. It's up to you. Also, it depends on the quality you get. Sometimes you get cheaper ones in the drugstores. Very inexpensive laundry bags or so. I tried that for a while. Depends on the quality, I think. Sometimes they have a lot of plastic and it doesn't seem to be so nice. It tastes a little bit different. But these are okay. Oh yeah, you find a solution. Nutmilk bag is very good to have. You can make juices with nutmilk bags. You don't have a juicer. The same way I did now. You juice, blend for your fruit and veggies, whatever you have. With water, you blend it in a blender and then use your nutmilk bag to make a juice. That's also possible. Of course, I recommend to have a juicer. Juicer is a very versatile tool. In the kitchen, I don't want to miss my juicer anymore. But today I don't need it. I make a nutmilk. Now, the small bags here have a little bit of disadvantage. You need to hold it open, and because they tend to fall together. But with a little bit of care, it works. Already see it's a very creamy milk. It's very nice. And now I have to milk the nutmilk bag. I have to milk my hazelnuts. It's a funny expression. It comes from a not so funny thing. But now we use it, the same words for our nutmilks. You see, I can now press the bag and milk it, and the milk comes out. This may take a little bit. You know, the nutmilk bags here, the official ones you can buy, they take a little bit longer. as you see, takes some more time. Then you have a laundry. When the laundry bag is faster, it has bigger pores. But I prefer now to do this, and as I have some more time to spend on this, I will come back in a moment when the milking is done, and then I show you what I got. So, see you in a moment. Hey, 1 liter of plant milk, cacao. The color is nice, you see. It's a light cacao color, not too dark. Let's taste it. I didn't taste it so far, honestly. Here's the bag. Yeah, I pressed it really hard. It took me 10 minutes or so. It was a little bit of work because they had so much in it. Yeah, the dates. If you only have nut milk with nothing in it, just nuts, it goes very easy and quick. When you put other spices, dates, cinnamon and cacao powder, then the pores are stuck a little bit. It takes a little bit longer. But be inventive, be creative. Massage the bag. Get routine in that. I didn't want to show that now. It takes 10 more minutes or so. The video is long anyway, so that's enough. You can make this experience if you want to make this experience on your own. That's okay. But now I want to taste it. I'm very excited. I don't know how the whole hemp seeds taste in a cacao like that. That's why I'm most excited about to learn now. In a moment, I will do it. Good. There is a clear hemp flavor, and it's a wonderful light cacao. Of course, without the fiber, without the firm parts. Usually when you drink cacao, you put it all into the milk, plant milk, and they drink. But here's all filtered. It's very light. That's a wonderful thing to have maybe on the evening on a fasting day, because a lot of the fat is in the milk. And nut milk has a lot of fat. Juices usually have almost no fat. Yeah, you have the sugar in there, the phytonutrients, the colors, the flavors, but not so much fat or protein. In greens are a little bit of protein, but nuts and seeds have mostly fat and protein. And for that, there is a lot in the plant milk here. So that makes it a different story. It's a different story than a juice because it's heavier. It has more fat and protein as opposed to juices. So what I do with the plant milk like this, I enjoy an evening. Yeah. The day I have a lot of drinks, for myself, for my personal experience, I need 4 liters of drink. Whatever it is, 4 liters on a fasting day make me feel great. I don't have a headache. First thing with my personality, me personally, is I begin to have headache a little bit. A little pressure, not too much, but if I go too far, it begins, my father used to say the weakest parts of the body, they begin to hurt first. The weakest part of the body, Yeah, you see, he was a very funny guy. And had like very cracking jokes sometimes. And but that's different with everybody, Some feel different. That always depends. But I try to avoid this. I try to avoid these feelings of dizziness or a little bit stress in the head or so. Then I begin to eat a little bit. Yeah, I have maybe a soup or a smoothie with the fiber a little bit, and then I come back to more normal a little bit, and the stress goes away. It's a strong detox. Yeah? On many levels of the body and the mind, detox. Cleansing, purification begins when fasting, and I learn to level it, to moderate that. Not too fast, not too much, because when it becomes unpleasant, when you have pain, that means the flow of energy is blocked. It can be in any part of the body. Yeah? The most important thing for self-healing is when the flow of energy is free inside. Then the healing begins. The body heals itself. It can't heal anything, but you have that free flow of energy. And that is the principle of the flow, to be aware of this free-flowing energy inside. Whatever I do in my yoga life, I'm a Triyogi. I practice Tri Yoga every day on the mat, and also in my life. I try to keep the awareness, the focus on my breath always. I always watch, step behind and say, okay, what am I doing now? Am I breathing? Am I breathing calmly? every moment. Yeah, you gotta train that. You gotta train that. You gotta keep that going. Always practicing every day, practicing deep breath, deep rhythmical breathing, subtle breathing, fine breathing. I practice every day, so in my everyday life, I also automatically begin to breathe deeper and slower, and that is a huge higher quality of mind, of the life. Yeah, I get more happy. Yeah, that's scientifically proven. My breath is deep and calm. I can control my mind waves, the thought waves. Yeah, they're not so wild, not so exciting. No, exciting can be. Yeah, exciting is good. Enthusiasm is good. You need enthusiasm to get things done. Yeah. Be fire for that, but you have to keep it up also. You have to maintain it. Yeah, you have to have persistency. Yeah? And that means also this lifted if I control my breath, if it gets deeper and calmer and longer. My mind gets calmer, clearer. I see what happens. I can act appropriately, do the right thing. I feel better. I have less fear. It's a big thing in my life. So to do these things every day and with moderation and with awareness. And so if I feel the energy of the flowing energy inside, I can never go wrong. Because when something's interrupted there, I say, what is happening here? Stop, careful. Yeah. So I can avoid mistakes that I would make. If others come to me and make a mistake with me, car crashes into my car or so, that's hard to avoid, you know. But with a little more awareness, you can also expand that awareness. You can look into for example, in the mirror behind you. My father taught me also, always have an eye on the mirror behind you. Father was a great driver. I don't remember any accident. He was really good at that. He drove his whole life, was a driver. Yeah. But you look in the mirror, you back, and you always see with one eye what's happening behind you. So you'll never be surprised with somebody taking over. And in Germany, the people on the highway, they drive very fast. So you have to watch who's behind you, who's coming. Otherwise, somebody might drive into you and you don't even notice it. If you see it, you can just drive the other way, or go. So these kind of things, you can learn that too, to expand the awareness. Yeah, and that's the flow system, that's the flow principle, a systematic approach to learn it, to be always aware. And here in the Gentle Juicefasting, it's also a small part of it. A small part is that I keep my focus on fasting 1 day a week with juices only, plant milks. To me that are juices too. So I do that once a week, and then that awareness expands. It becomes part of my life. It makes it easy. I'm looking forward to these days. I plan a little bit ahead. I have more awareness. Yeah. And I never overdo it. Once it gets a little bit stressed, I take myself back. I do slower. I calm down. Not always easy. Sometimes it gets a little bit challenging. I'm rushing then, but we're all learning, okay? With time, everything gets easier. That's a big goal. Easy life. Like our teacher, Yogini Kaiji. I don't know. I mean, watching her on the videos and so, I think, my God, is she always that easy? Is that always an easy life for her? She's a master of that, I have to say. Thanks for her teachings. I learned a lot. I'm still learning. And it's an example of how to live in the flow. How to make everything flow around her. To create beauty around you, awareness, to expand awareness. That's easy. That's the easy way of life. But it takes dedication, and it takes focus, and it takes also practice every day. Without systematic approach, can't achieve anything. Okay, enough talk now. I will enjoy my plant milk. It's delicious. It's still a little different. The hemp seeds, the whole hemp seeds, have a different flavor. It's more holistic than wholesome than the hulled hemp. It's a little bit more oily. Yeah, the shells of the hemp seed, they're a little bit oilier, yeah? And that tastes. And they have a strong nutty flavor. The strong flavor of the whole hemp is in here, and it's not that much this fresh, light flavor of the hulled hemp, the hemp hearts. It's a different way, and I will make another one with the hemp hearts. It's such a difference, but I love this flavor too. As I said before, the whole hemp is even more delicious than the hulled hemp. To me, it's more nutty, more whole. And you gotta taste it. It's very nice. But yeah, the hemp cacao is great. I will also try the one with the hulled hemp. Maybe you try it too and you tell me about it. I want to know. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Do your fasting day a week if you can. Join our Facebook page, Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. That's on Facebook, and you can be a member. You can see a new post from me every week and a fasting calendar with the best fasting days. Doesn't matter, just once a week, it's more important. And you can have a little exchange there too and post your own experience if you want. Our little community is not very active there, but I keep on posting every week, and some people are there and like it, and some comments come up now and then. I'm very happy to share my experience. And otherwise, I always post a new video recipe every day. Also, nut juices, like I always post about soups. Recently, I have more soups now, fresh soups. And now I have always fruit salads and green salads, sometimes cakes, desserts, all kinds of foods I make. I keep it easy. I try always make easy recipes in the videos, begin with easy ones, and then you can have it easy to be vegan. That's the most important thing after all. If you look at the whole picture, we understand from science and everything, and from the heart too, that's the most important thing for everybody to do. Go vegan now. That's why I make these recipes, and I encourage a little bit more. If you want to practice tree yoga or so, that is a next best step you can do, and then add the fasting, the juice fasting, one more step. That's how I do it. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.